Hi everyone, I'm Candy from Susan's family. Today I'd like to introduce you a Freesia long vest from the Shu, Su, Fu series. This item is divided into the back piece, the front piece, the cuffs edging, the overall edging, and the buttons. First, complete the front and back pieces separately. After that, join the shoulder of the front and back pieces, the chest section 1, and the body side seams. Once completed, crochet the edging for the cuffs and the entire vest. Finally, sew on the buttons. This product comes in multiple sizes, and the crocheting method is the same. The only difference is the number of rows and stitches. Next, I will use the small size as an example to explain the process. The instructions for different sizes will be explained separately. Let's start with the back piece. It is divided into the chest section 1, the body, and the hem. The chest section 1 begins with a foundation chain. Work back and forth in rows to crochet upward. For the body, join the yarn on the side of the chest section 1 and crochet downward. After completing the body, continue crocheting the hem without cutting the yarn. I'll start by explaining the chest piece. The chest piece consists of 3 parts: chest section 1, chest section 2, and the collar shoulder parts. Chest section 1 starts with a foundation chain. Crochet back and forth in rows. Several stitches will be applicated. I won't list them all here. Please watch the demonstration. Take the corresponding yarn. For convenience in watching, I'll use cotton yarn for the demonstration, and the colors are random. For specific yarn and color scheme, you can refer to the detail page and the paper charts of our product. Start by tying a slip knot. Hang the yarn with your left hand. Hold the hook with your right hand. Insert into the loop of the slip knot. Adjust the size of it. After completing that, refer to the chart to crochet the corresponding number of chains. Pay attention not to crochet the chains too tight. You can make them slightly looser. This makes it more convenient for inserting in H1. I have a smaller number of chains here, just demonstrating the method. That completes the foundation chain. Now move on to H1. Read the chart from left to right. Work 1 chain as the beginning chain for single crochet, which does not count as a stitch. Then start from the last chain of the foundation chain. Pick up the top strand of the chain and work single crochets evenly. That is, pick up the top strand of the second to last chain and crochet. Work 1 single crochet in each stitch. The total number of stitches should be identical to the number of foundation chain. That completes H1. Now proceed to H2. Refer to the chart from right to left. Chain 3 as the beginning chain. This counts as 1 double crochet. Turn the piece. These 3 chains correspond to the last single crochet stitch of H1. Skip 1 stitch on the left side. Work a DC3 bobble in the adjacent stitch. We'll refer to this as the bobble from now on. Since the piece has been turned, the stitch corresponds to the upper left. The method for working the bobble is, first, work 3 incomplete double crochets in the stitch. Start with the first one. Yarn over once. Insert. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over again. Draw through the first 2 loops on your hook. That completes 1 incomplete double crochet. Work 2 more incomplete double crochets in the same stitch. Now there are 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all loops once. That completes 1 bobble. Chain 3 as a spacer. Work 1 bobble in the left stitch. Start with 3 incomplete double crochets. Yarn over and pull through all loops. Another bobble is done. Skip 3 stitches below unworked. Work 1 bobble in the left stitch. Chain 3 for spacing. Work another bobble in the adjacent stitch. After completing, check if the piece is flat. If it's not flat, you can adjust your tension and rework it. We will consider the third bobble. Up to the current stitch as one sequence. I'll demonstrate another sequence. Skip 3 stitches below unworked. Work 1 bobble on each of the 2 left stitches. Chain 3 between the bobbles. This completes the second group of stitches. From now on, just repeat this sequence. Leave 3 stitches unworked between each sequence. Everyone follow the previous demonstration, refer to the chart, and keep crocheting until there are 2 stitches left. Now we've reached this position. Skip 1 stitch on the left. Work 1 double crochet on the last stitch. This finishes H2. We will take the side with clearer texture as the right side of the piece. That is, the side with the starting tail is on the right hand. Continue to crochet H3. Make 1 beginning chain. Turn your work. Work 1 single crochet in the double crochet stitch below. Work 1 single crochet in the bobble as well. On the left, you'll encounter the chain space between the bobbles. Work 3 single crochets in the chain space. Pick up the entire space to work the stitches. Afterward, work 1 single crochet in each of the bobbles. Three single crochets in the chain space. Follow the chart until you reach the last bobble. Now you've reached this point. Next, pick up the beginning chain from the previous row. Work 1 single crochet by picking up 2 strands of the third chain. That completes H3. Now let's work H4. Make 3 chains as a beginning chain. Turn your work. These 3 chains count as 1 double crochet, then work 2 chains as a spacer. Work 1 bobble on the second single crochet from below. After completing it, skip 3 stitches. Work 1 bobble on each of the 2 stitches on the left side. Work 3 chains between the bobbles. That completes one sequence. Continue crocheting following this sequence. Pay attention, skip 3 stitches unworked between each sequence. Everyone, follow the previous demonstration. Refer to the chart and keep crocheting all the way down to the last sequence. Now we are at this position. Skip 3 stitches on the left side. Work 1 bobble on the adjacent stitch. Then work 2 chains. Work 1 double crochet on the last stitch. That completes H4. After completing H4, move on to H5. Make 1 beginning chain. Turn the piece. Single crochet 1 on the double crochet stitch below. Single crochet 1 in the small chain space on the left side. Single crochet 1 on each of the bobbles on the left. Single crochet 3 in the large adjacent space. Then work 1 single crochet on each of the remaining bobbles. 3 single crochets in each of the chain spaces. Follow the chart and keep crocheting all the way to the last bobble. Now we are at this position. First, work 1 single crochet in the small space on the left. Next, pick up the beginning chain from the previous row. Work 1 single crochet by picking up 2 strands of the third chain. That completes H5. At this point, you can measure the dimensions of your piece. Match it up with the dimensions provided in the chart. If there's a significant difference, you'll need to adjust your tension and start crocheting again. This will prevent affecting the final product size. Moving forward, repeat H2 through H5 in sequence as you go. Refer to the chart and keep crocheting until finishing the rows of chest section 1. While crocheting, if you encounter a situation where the yarn isn't long enough, leave a 10 cm tail at the end. Then take a new yarn. Tie the 2 tails together with a knot. And then continue crocheting. Place the joining tails on the wrong side of the piece. You can hide them inside the piece later. That's the method for joining yarn. This concludes the explanation for chest section 1. After completing, move on to crocheting chest section 2. There are fewer rows in my sample, so it's not for reference. I'll only demonstrate the method. Before crocheting H1 of chest section 2, you need to carry the yarn across first. Stretch the loop, take out your hook. Pass the skein or piece through the loop. Slightly tighten. Then turn your work. Refer to the chart for your size. Insert into the corresponding position. Draw the yarn through. Pay attention not to pull the carried yarn too tight. It can be slightly looser. This is the method for carrying the yarn. Make 1 beginning chain. Then work the first stitch. Note that for some sizes, you need to work a SC2 tog for the first stitch. Some sizes will work a regular single crochet. Here, I'll demonstrate using the small size as an example. The first stitch needs to be a SC2 tog. This stitch will be used later for the collar shoulder parts of certain sizes. You can all start by learning the method first. The crocheting method for a SC2 tog is, insert into the joining spot first. Then pull the yarn through. That completes one incomplete single crochet. Next, work one incomplete single crochet in the left chain space. Insert. And pull the yarn through. That completes another incomplete single crochet. Then yarn over and pull through once. That finishes the SC2 tog. Anytime you encounter a SC2 tog later, it's done this way. Continue by crocheting 2 more single crochets in the same space. Then, work 1 single crochet into each bobble as usual. Work 3 single crochets into the chain space. Follow the chart all the way down to the second to last stitch. After completing the second to last stitch, move on to the final stitch. For some sizes, the last stitch is worked as a regular single crochet. For other sizes, it's worked as a SC2 tog. Here, I'll work a SC2 tog. Once that's done, leave the remaining position unworked. That completes H1. Now, let's move on to H2. Turn the piece. Start with 1 slip stitch in the second single crochet from the left. The oval-shaped slip stitch means not to tighten. For all similar stitches later, do not tighten. I won't repeat it. Make 3 chains as the beginning chain. This does not count as a stitch. Work the first stitch on the left stitch. Pay attention, for some sizes, the first stitch should be worked as a DC2 tog. For other sizes, work 1 regular double crochet. I'll demonstrate using the chart for the smallest size as an example. The first stitch requires a DC2 tog. This stitch will also be used later for some sizes. Everyone can learn the crocheting method first. The method for the DC2 tog is, first, work 1 incomplete double crochet in each of the 2 stitches on the left side. Then yarn over and pull through all loops once. That completes the DC2 tog. For all subsequent DC2 togs, follow this same method. Then some sizes require 2 chains as a spacer. Some sizes don't need to crochet. After completing, work 1 bobble on the left stitch. Then crochet a sequence. First skip 3 stitches unworked. Work 2 bobbles sequentially on the left stitches. Chain 3 between the bobbles. Follow this sequence. Refer to the chart and continue crocheting all the way down to the last bobble. After completing, some sizes require 2 chains as a spacer. Some sizes don't need to crochet. For the last stitch, certain sizes involve a DCTR tog, other sizes involve a DC2TR tog. These 2 stitch methods will be used for all sizes. I'll explain them separately here. Everyone, refer to the chart in your hands, and learn the corresponding stitch method. Then, I'll demonstrate the method for these 2 new stitches. Let's start with the first one, DC2T tog. First, work 2 incomplete double crochets on the left stitch sequentially. Then, work 1 incomplete treble crochet on the adjacent stitch. That means yarn over twice. Insert into the corresponding position, and pull through. Yarn over again, and draw through the first 2 loops on your hook. Repeat this step 2 times. This completes 1 incomplete treble crochet. Now there are 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over once, and pull through. This completes the DC2T tog. Next, let's work the second one, the method for DCT tog. It's similar to DC2T tog, but with 1 less incomplete double crochet. First, work 1 incomplete double crochet on the left stitch. Then, work 1 incomplete treble crochet on the adjacent stitch. Yarn over twice. Insert. Yarn over and draw through. Yarn over again, draw through the first 2 loops on the hook. Repeat this step twice. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over once, and pull through. This completes the DCT tog. This finishes H2. For the remaining rows in section 2, start by decreasing gradually on both sides. Then continue crocheting evenly without increasing or decreasing. Just follow the chart for this part. All sizes will encounter a new stitch method, the half double crochet. Some sizes will also encounter a DC3 bobble DC cluster. This stitch will also be used on the front piece. Here, I'll teach you the method to crochet it. When you're crocheting later, refer to this demonstration for any identical stitches. Using this sample, I'll demonstrate the method of crocheting a DC3 bobble DC cluster. First, work an incomplete bobble on the left stitch. That is, work 3 incomplete double crochets in the same position. After that, work 1 more incomplete double crochet in the last stitch. Finally, yarn over once, and pull through all loops once. This completes the DC3 bobble DC cluster. Now, let me show you how to crochet a half double crochet. That is, yarn over. Insert. Yarn over and draw through. Yarn over again, and pull through all loops on the hook. That completes the half double crochet. Everyone follow the stitch demonstration and chart, and keep crocheting until you finish section 2. After completing section 2, don't cut the yarn. Follow your respective chart, and carry the yarn across. After carrying the yarn across, start crocheting each one of the left collar shoulder part. Here, I'll demonstrate using the small size as an example. That means we're working single crochets. Follow the chart and keep crocheting until you finish this row. Once the last slip stitch of H1 is complete, leave the remaining positions unworked. We'll skip those for now. That completes H1. Now move on to H2. Start by carrying the yarn across. Once that's done, make 3 chains to start. This does not count as a stitch, then skip 1 stitch, work a double crochet into the next stitch on the left. Continue following the chart until you reach the 7th to last stitch. After completing the 3 chains, work a HDC3 puff into the next stitch on the left. That is, first make 3 incomplete half double crochets. Start with the first one, yarn over once. Insert, yarn over and pull through. That completes 1 incomplete half double crochet. Work 2 more incomplete half double crochets in the same stitch. After completing them, yarn over and pull through all loops on the hook once. That completes the HDC3 puff. Then work 3 chains for spacing. Skip 3 stitches below. Crochet 1 slip stitch on the left stitch. That completes H2. For the following rows, just work the corresponding stitches according to each size. After completing the left collar shoulder part, crochet 1 chain to secure. Leave a 10 cm yarn tail and fasten off. That concludes the left collar shoulder part. Next, crochet the right collar shoulder part. Find the right side of H1 of the left collar shoulder part. Face it towards yourself. Refer to the chart and count from left to right for the corresponding bobbles. Insert into the corresponding position. Take the new yarn. Tie a loose knot first. Insert into the loop. Pull the yarn through. Adjust the loop size. This way, the yarn is joined. Then follow the chart to crochet the corresponding stitches. Keep crocheting all the way through the right collar shoulder part. After completion, fasten off and hide the tails. That concludes the method for crocheting the right collar shoulder part. That concludes the method for crocheting the front piece. After completing the front piece, it's time to work on the body. Join the yarn on the side where the chest piece was started. Crochet back and forth. The new stitches used include treble crochet and DC 2-in-1. Please see the demonstration. Take out the chest piece. Position it with the foundation chain facing up. Locate the insertion point for each one of single crochets. Pick up the insertion point of the first stitch on the right edge. That is, pick up the remaining 2 strands of the chain. Get the yarn, then join it. This row involves crocheting by picking up the insertion points from H1. Make 3 chains as beginning chain. This counts as 1 double crochet. Work a DC 2-in-1 in the insertion point of the left single crochet. That is, work 2 double crochets in the same position. This completes the DC 2-in-1. Then continue with 1 double crochet for each stitch. Keep going until you finish this row. This completes H1. Next, let's work on H2. Starting from this row, the beginning and ending positions have complete patterns for some sizes, while others have half pattern. However, the stitches used are all the same. I'll demonstrate using the smallest size as an example. For the other sizes, you can learn the method first, and then follow the chart to crochet. Work 3 chains as beginning chain. This counts as 1 double crochet. Turn the piece. Crochet 2 double crochets on the left stitch sequentially. After completing, chain 3 for spacing. Skip 1 stitch unworked, then crochet 1 treble crochet in the next stitch. That is, first make an incomplete treble crochet. Then yarn over once, and pull through. This completes 1 treble crochet. Skip 1 stitch on the left unworked, crochet 1 treble crochet. Then, according to the pattern of skipping 1 stitch and crocheting 1 treble crochet, repeat this process twice. After completing, chain 3. Continue to skip 1 stitch, crochet 2 double crochets sequentially on the left stitch. We consider the stitches from the 3rd stitch to now as one sequence. Next is to repeat this sequence. Follow the chart all the way down to finish this row. When the last sequence is completed, then find the left beginning chain. Crochet 1 double crochet into the 2 strands of the 3rd chain. This completes H2. The stitches used in the remaining rows have all been demonstrated before. When encountering a stitch, pick up the stitch and crochet. When encountering a chain space, pick up the entire chain space and crochet. Pay attention to the increase placement. Everyone, don't crochet wrong. After finishing according to the chart, it will create a spider web-like effect. After the body is completed, don't cut the yarn. That concludes the explanation of the body. After completing the body, move on to crochet the hem. Continue with the same yarn from the body, and keep crocheting back and forth. A new stitch method used is DC6 tog. Please watch the demonstration. Continue with the same yarn tail from the body without cutting it. Start crocheting H1 of the hem. Make 3 chains as the beginning chain. These 3 chains count as 1 double crochet. Turn the piece over. Then, in the first stitch below, make 1 double crochet. After finishing, continue to make 1 double crochet in the adjacent stitch. Next, crochet 5 chains for spacing. Then, for some sizes, skip 4 stitches below. For some sizes, skip 3 stitches below. Just skip the stitches according to the chart you have. Pick up the left stitch, and crochet 3 single crochets in sequence. After finishing, crochet 5 chains. Skip 4 stitches below. On the left stitch, crochet 3 double crochets in sequence. Then make 1 DC2 in 1. Continue with another 5 chains for spacing. From here on, follow the chart to crochet this group of stitches. Pay attention, there are some places where you need to increase stitches, and some places where you don't need to increase stitches. Just crochet according to the positions marked on the chart. Be careful not to crochet wrong. That's how you complete H1. Next, I'll demonstrate the method for the remaining rows. The number of rows in the sample is not for reference, just demonstrating the method. Now let's move on to H2. Make 4 chains as the beginning chain. The beginning chain corresponds to the last stitch of the previous row. Then crochet 2 chains. Turn your work. Then on the last double crochet of the previous row, crochet 1 more double crochet. Pay attention, after turning, the stitch will be in the upper left. Next, on the adjacent 2 double crochets, crochet 1 double crochet on each. After completing, then crochet 4 chains. Work 1 single crochet in the middle stitch of the 3 single crochets from the previous row. Then crochet 4 more chains. Next, on the left double crochets, crochet 3 double crochets in sequence. Then crochet 5 chains. Follow up with 3 more double crochets. The first stitch here goes into the same insertion point as the third double crochet you just made. For this row, work single crochets into the corresponding single crochets. Work double crochets on the double crochet stitches. Crochet the corresponding number of chains in between. Continue to refer to the chart. Complete this row. After finishing the last 4 chains, on the edges 2 double crochets. Work 1 double crochet on each. Then locate the beginning chain of the previous row. Pick up the top 2 strands of the third chain. Crochet 1 double crochet. Two chains. Finally, work 1 treble crochet, yarn over twice. Insert. Draw the yarn through. Then yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Repeat this 3 times. That completes 1 treble crochet. H2 is now finished. Let's move on to H3. Make 3 chains as beginning chain. Turn the piece. Work 3 double crochets in the left chain space. After completing, make 3 chains. Then work 3 double crochets evenly on the left double crochets. After finishing, make 3 chains. Work 1 single crochet on the adjacent single crochet. Then make 3 chains. Let's take a look. This row involves working double crochets on the double crochets, and in the corresponding chain spaces, work single crochets on the single crochets, work chains between the double crochet and the single crochet. Continue referring to the chart. Complete this row. After finishing, H3 is done. Now let's work on H4. Work 3 chains as beginning chain. Then make another chain for spacing. Turn the piece. Then on the adjacent double crochet, work a DC3 bobble. First, work 3 incomplete double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Then yarn over and draw through all loops once. That completes 1 DC3 bobble. We'll refer to this as the bobble from now on. Work 3 chains. Then skip 1 stitch. Work 1 bobble. After completing it, work 5 chains. Then work a DC6 tog. First, work an incomplete double crochet in each of the 6 double crochets on the left side. Then yarn over, and draw through once. This completes the DC6 tog. Work 5 chains. Then work 1 bobble on each corresponding double crochet on the left side. Work 3 chains in between. Continue below using the same method. Refer to the chart. Finish this row. After completing the last double crochet, H4 is done. Now let's start H5. Make 1 beginning chain. Turn the piece. Work 1 single crochet on the edge, double crochet. Chain 2. Then work 1 single crochet in the chain space on the left side. Chain 5. Work 1 double crochet on the DC6 tog. Chain 5. Continue using the same method. Refer to the chart. Finish this row. After completing, H5 is done. For the remaining rows below, there are no new stitches or methods used. You can directly refer to the chart for crocheting. Remember that each row starts with a beginning chain. From here, you can finish it on your own. That concludes the crocheting method for the hem. After completing the back piece, let's move on to the front pieces. The front is divided into left and right front pieces. It consists of 3 parts: the chest piece, the body, and the hem. The chest piece starts with a foundation chain. Crochet back and forth in rows from the foundation chain upwards. For the body, join the yarn on the foundation chain of the chest piece and crochet downwards. After completing the body, continue crocheting the hem without cutting the yarn. Follow the same crocheting method used for the back piece. Refer to the front piece chart for crocheting. Along the way, you'll encounter a new stitch method, TRDC3 tog. Next, I'll demonstrate the crocheting method using this sample. It's identical to the method of DC2TR tog. Just add 1 more incomplete double crochet. That is, first work 3 incomplete double crochets. Then, on the left side, work 1 incomplete treble crochet. Finally, yarn over once, and pull through all loops once. This completes the TRDC3 tog. That concludes the explanation of the front piece. After completing both the front and back pieces, join the shoulders of the front and back pieces. The method used is joining with chains and slip stitches. Next, I will introduce a method for joining stitch to stitch. The sample is not for reference. It's only for demonstrating the method. Next, I'll demonstrate with the sample the method of joining stitches. Match up the positions that need to be joined. Ensure the right sides of both pieces face outward. On the side closer to you, join the yarn at the first stitch on the right edge. If it's a regular stitch, you can simply insert directly into the stitch. If it's a beginning chain, then pick up the 2 strands of the chain to join the yarn. Then crochet a chain for spacing. The number of chains here can also be adjusted according to your preference. The more chains, the wider the joining position will be. For this sample, crochet 1 chain. Slip stitch into the edge of the piece at the back. Not too tight. You can also adjust the joining stitch according to your preference. For example, you could use single crochet instead. In this sample, all connections are made with slip stitches. Continue with chains. Go back to the front piece. Pick up a suitable position, which means after completing the chains, the approximate position you can reach. The more chains, the larger joining position can be. In this sample, the interval is 1 stitch. If the joining position is not in the same row, choose a roughly suitable position. Just make sure that after joining, the pieces join evenly and lay flat. Continue with chains, and join at the corresponding position on the other side. Follow this method, and choose appropriate positions to join the front and back pieces. Pay attention to matching up the edges of the pieces as well. After completing the last 2 edge stitches, fasten off the yarn and hide the tails. The starting tail should also be hidden in on the wrong side, once everyone has finished it. The explanation for joining stitches will be complete. Next, join the edges of chest section 1, and the bodice side seams. In other words, join the underarm. Use the method of joining with chains and slip stitches. Next, I'll demonstrate the joining method with a sample. The sample is not for reference. It's only used to demonstrate the method. Now, let's talk about joining the underarm. Here, I'll demonstrate with a sample the method for joining rows together. Make sure the right side of the piece faces out. Align the positions that need to be joined. If there are stitch markers, you can use them to mark evenly. You can join from the foundation chain side, or you can also join from the end side. First, at the rightmost row of the piece on the front, join the yarn at the edge. If it's at the ending point, you can join yarn at the top of the beginning chain, or at a stitch. If it's a foundation chain like this, you can join yarn into the insertion point. Place these 2 pieces, one on the left and one on the right like this. Here, I'll start from the foundation chain on the left side, and proceed with the joining yarn. Get the yarn. Leave the starting tail a little longer for sewing. This will be used for sewing together. Then join the yarn. Then crochet a chain as a spacer. The number of chains here can also be adjusted according to your preference. The more chains you make, the wider the joining position will be. For this sample, crochet 1 chain. On the right side of the piece edge, slip stitch into the first stitch. For nice looking, place the yarn on the right side of the hook. Insert from the front side. I'll insert it into the middle of the double crochet from H1. Don't pull the slip stitch too tight. You can also follow your own preference. Adjust the stitch and the direction of the insertion. Continue crocheting chains. Go back to the left side of the piece. Pick up an appropriate position, that is, after finishing the chains. At the approximate point, where the hook can reach, slip stitch. With more chains, the interval can be slightly wider. Continue crocheting chains. Connect at the corresponding position on the other side. Following this method, join them at the appropriate positions on the left and right pieces. After completing the joining, fasten off. The beginning and ending tails can be threaded into a needle. And used to sew the edges of the two pieces together. Then hide the tails on the wrong side. This concludes the explanation of how to join rows together. This also completes the explanation of joining the front and back pieces. Next, we will crochet the edging. The edging is divided into cuff edging and overall edging. I will first explain the cuff edging. Start by joining the yarn at the underarm position. Crochet in rounds along the sleeve opening. The method for the overall edging is similar to the cuff edging. After both are completed, sew the buttons onto the corresponding positions. The new stitch used here is the CH3SL picket. I will first demonstrate the crocheting method for the cuff edging. Please watch the demonstration. Get the yarn and the vest. Find the underarm position on either side. Join the yarn at the joining spot. Make one beginning chain. Work one single crochet into the joining spot. After completing that, continue by crocheting in rounds around the cuff opening with single crochets. The insertion points for the single crochets are marked on the chart. If you encounter a chain space, pick up the chain space to crochet. If you encounter a stitch, pick up the stitch to crochet. When you reach the edge of each row, pick up a few strands and crochet. Work one stitch at the shoulder joining spot. Check the flatness of the piece as you crochet. If it's not flat, you can adjust the number of single crochets to make it lie flat. When you encounter carrying yarn, wrap it as you go. Finally, pick up the first stitch and slip stitch. The joining slip stitch does not count as a stitch. Slightly tighten. That completes our 1. Continue with our 2. Work 1 chain to begin. Single crochet 1 into the first stitch below. Single crochet 1 into the left stitch. Then work 1 CH3SL picket. We'll call this a picket from now on. Start by working 3 chains. Then insert into the front loop of the single crochet. That is, the strand close to you. And work 1 slip stitch together with the left strand. You can keep it not too tight. That completes 1 picket. Next, pick up the left stitches and work 3 single crochets in sequence. Then work 1 picket. Start by working 3 chains. Pick the front loop of the single crochet and work 1 slip stitch together with the left strand. That completes the second picket. After that, follow the pattern of working 3 single crochets. Then 1 picket all the way down. Until you finish this round. If you're nearing the ending position and find out there aren't enough stitches for the interval between picots to be 3 stitches, you can adjust it to be 1 or 2 stitches instead. Finally, join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. That completes our 2. Cut the yarn and hide the tails. That completes the edging for one side of the cuff. You can now work on the other side of the cuff, following the demonstration here. That concludes the cuff edging. Next, I'll demonstrate how to crochet the overall edging. Find any edge of the hem to start. This is the insertion point for H1. For me, I'll join the yarn at the insertion point of the last stitch in H1 of the front piece's hem. Make 1 beginning chain. Next, you need to work a SC2 tog. Start by working an incomplete single crochet at the joining spot. Then pick the insertion point of the first stitch of the back piece. Work another incomplete single crochet. Yarn over and pull through all loops. That completes the SC2 tog. Afterward, work single crochets along the side edges of each row. Continue until you reach the last row. Then rotate the piece. Work single crochets into the stitches of the last row of the hem. When you encounter a chain space, work into the space. Skip the bobble and do not work into it. Also skip the DC6 tog. Follow the chart to complete this row. Once done, rotate the piece again. Work single crochets along the side edge. Continue working until you reach H1. Then follow the previous method for SC2 tog. Pick up H1's insertion points along the hems of the front and back pieces. Crochet 1 SC2 tog. Then continue working along the hem, the front band and neck opening. Keep going until you finish this round. Finally, join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. That completes our 1. Our 2 is worked similarly to our 2 of the cuff's edging. Follow the chart for your crocheting. After completion, cut the yarn and hide the tails. That concludes the explanation of the overall edging. After completing the edging, we will now sew on the buttons. The buttons should be placed between the last row of chest section 1 and H1 of the hem. Distribute them evenly. They should be sewed approximately on or 1 of the edging. Then fasten them by matching with corresponding holes. Next, I'll demonstrate the method for sewing the buttons. The sample is for demonstration purposes only, and should not be used as a reference. First, cut a piece of yarn, about 30 centimeters long. Thread it through the needle. Secure the yarn tail on the wrong side. Bring it to the right side. And pass it through one of the holes in the button. Then bring it back to the wrong side through the piece. That completes 1 pass of sewing. Repeat this process a few times. Once you've secured it firmly, tie a knot on the wrong side and hide the tails. Make sure to hide a few more times. That concludes the sewing method for the button. Follow this method to sew the rest of the buttons. That's all for sewing the buttons. Up to this point, the entire product has been fully explained. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website. Susan's Family. Support your handwork experience. Enjoy the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode.